So I just want to start this video by saying I feel really weird, kind of stupid making this video for a couple of reasons. First of all, Vanguard comes out in literally like a couple of days, and that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the Call of Duty game after that, the next game made by Infinity Ward, Call of Duty 2022, whatever you want to call it. Now, there are several reasons why we're talking about this. Basically, someone by the name of Tom Henderson, or Long Sensation, has come out with a whole bunch of leaks regarding that game. And the thing with Tom Henderson is he was right about Modern Warfare, Black Ops Cold War, Vanguard, pretty much every leak over the past 3 or 4 years. He has been pretty spot on with it, and there are some pretty big things coming with this leak. Not only for the next Call of Duty, which is rumored to be Modern Warfare 2, we'll talk about that in a second. On top of that, Warzone, and a brand new mode that seemingly is going to be similar to Escape from Tarkov. So I wanted to go over, dive in, and talk about what all of these new things actually are, what these leaks are, and how much we can actually trust them, including actually the campaign, which is one of the biggest things for me because I loved Modern Warfare 2019's campaign, and this is supposed to be a direct sequel to it. So without further ado, let's dive in. Let's talk about these leaks. Let's talk about how reputable they are. I guess this is Modern Warfare 2. So whenever there's leaks, the first thing I like to talk about is how reputable they are. As I mentioned, this was tweeted out by Tom Henderson, later picked up by VGC and the article written there. Charlie Intel picked it up as well. So very reputable sources are actually covering this. And basically a couple of weeks ago, an article came out saying that the next Call of Duty game, Call of Duty 2022, was going to be called Modern Warfare 2. Also in the rumors, it could be called just Modern Warfare 2022, kind of how Modern Warfare 2019 was called that. So basically what they are saying is it is a direct sequel to Modern Warfare 2019. It'll have the same characters. Captain Price will be in there, probably played by Barry Sloan. The other characters that we had, like Gaz, Farah, Alex, the ones that were in the previous games, the one that people loved, which to me is a very, very good thing. Modern Warfare 2019, in my opinion, was one of the best campaigns in a very, very long time. From like Modern Warfare 2 to Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2019 was right up there with them. Now, they're saying that it's going to have a little bit of a different setting, that it's going to take place in Colombia, and you're going to be basically fighting drug cartels. That is the one part of the leaks that I would take with a grain of salt. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of the time the settings and things like that aren't necessarily 100% true. Sometimes that is just one mission that takes place there. People see that and then they take that and say that is what the entire campaign is about. So out of anything we talk about here, that is the thing to take with the biggest grain of salt. Now, as far as the rest of the campaign, they're basically describing Modern Warfare 2019. They're saying it's going to be ultra realistic, brutal, taken from the headlines, just like they did with Modern Warfare 2019, even going as far as to say your weapon could jam in the middle of a gunfight. Now, nobody wants that in multiplayer, but in campaign, if they're trying to make it really realistic, that is definitely something that we could see there. Also, missions like Clean House that we saw in Modern Warfare 2019, I'd be willing to bet that there's going to be much more of that because of how well received that mission actually was. Again, brutal, taken from the headlines, ultra realistic, things along those lines. That's essentially everything that we know about the campaign. Direct sequel to 2019, same characters, just a different story. So after this, we have Warzone, and essentially the rumors for this are pretty straightforward. First of all, with the launch of that next Modern Warfare game, it's going to be a full new Warzone map. They are not going to go back to Verdansk, which lines up with what they are saying as of right now, because as of right now, they are saying this coming weeks is going to be the end of Verdansk. After that, Verdansk is gone. We're moving to Caldera and the Warzone Pacific. Now, it would make a lot of sense that when the next Call of Duty game came out, they would have a full new map. Now, the rumors and the leaks come more along the lines of what the map is actually going to be. There isn't a set location. They haven't said where it's going to be, but based off of what they are saying, there's going to be a lot of Modern Warfare 2 locations. And when I say Modern Warfare 2 locations, I don't mean the new game. I mean from like 2009, Quarry, Afghan, Favela, High Rise, maps like that from that game are going to be implemented into this next Warzone map, which makes a lot of sense once again, because that's essentially what we saw with Verdansk. In Verdansk, we had these various different locations taken out of various games, including the Gulag, including things like prison. We had things along the lines of the Ferris wheel from Call of Duty 4, and it would make a lot of sense with Modern Warfare 2 for them to reach into that vault, pull out those locations from Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2009, and bring back locations like that. That is something that I'm very excited for. My favorite multiplayer of all time is Modern Warfare 2, so to see those return is very, very exciting for me. Now, the final rumor, and in my opinion, the most interesting rumor, has to do with Spec Ops. Now, if you've played the last couple Call of Duty games, Black Ops Cold War had zombies in it, and it was a huge, huge success. In fact, I truly think it was the best part of Black Ops Cold War. We will talk about that probably in a video coming out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. However, there isn't normally zombies in Infinity Ward games. Of course, there's exceptions to that, including Infinite Warfare, things along those lines. And with this year's Call of Duty game, Call of Duty Vanguard, there is zombies, and it's being made by Treyarch. So when it comes to the co-op mode for Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 2022, there's a lot of speculations whether or not Treyarch will be working on zombies for that game as well. However, based off of the leaks that we got yesterday, it appears as though that won't be the case. Spec Ops may be returning, but in a whole new form. If you've been following the news with Battlefield, Battlefield is coming out with a mode called Hazard Zone. And essentially what this is going to be is something along the lines of Escape from Tarkov, where it's kind of like this multiplayer game mixed with squads, mixed with kind of an RPG elements where you go in, you find weapons, you can level up weapons, you have weapon cases and things along those lines. This is something that I do believe would work very, very well in Call of Duty. It would just be very in-depth and hard to do properly. Now, if they were replacing Spec Ops with a mode like this, I could see it working, because if they are just taking from Modern Warfare 2019, they already have the engine done, which they had to redo with Modern Warfare 2019. They had 3 years as opposed to 2, and they would have time to actually complete something like this. It would also line up with what we heard as to Modern Warfare 2 supposedly having a chance of coming out this year, but them kind of pushing it off and going, no, let's give them extra time. They're working on something sweet here, just like they did with Warzone, just like they did with Modern Warfare 2019. There were also rumors of this Escape from Tarkov mode coming out actually this year. I never really covered them on the channel, but that's what people were saying. So once again, this leak lines up with things that we have already heard and gives it a little bit more reputability. I'm not 100% sure if that's a word, but we're going with it. So next year for Call of Duty 2022, it's rumored to be called Modern Warfare 2, take place right after Modern Warfare 2019, have a whole new story, have a whole new Warzone map, and potentially a third multiplayer mode similar to Hazard Zone or similar to Escape from Tarkov that's going to be completely different than anything that we have seen before in any other Call of Duty game. And personally, to me, that has me really excited. Escape from Tarkov is something you can grind and grind and grind, and for that to be implemented into the next game, it would be absolutely awesome. Now, of course, as we've seen with the past games, if they implement it properly with leveling in zombies, leveling in multiplayer, and leveling in Warzone, and have similar leveling systems, which we would expect from the next game, it would make a lot of sense for them to do this. But those are the leaks as of right now. Like I said, very weird to talk about right now with Vanguard coming out and being literally just around the corner, but it's the news we got. I found it interesting, so if you did, it's always appreciated if you hit that like button. New to the channel, like what you see, subscribe. I try to keep you guys updated with all the new news for Call of Duty, so subscribe, notifications, all of that jazz. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard.